Grief. Grief is the disease. Grief from childhood traumas, grief from the loss of people you love. Either way, it's grief that is so deadly. So, how do we prevent grief from spreading to our children? Children become adults. Adults create society, right? So how do we prevent grief from getting to the children? And how do we help the adults? How do we help the adults who are grieving children? The adults we call narcissists, the adults we call this and that. The transgenders, these people are heartbroken, operating adult bodies, desperately wanting to be accepted but terrified to let the love in. Just because we need love and want it doesn't make it easy. Because if you've been in the dark your entire life and you turn on a bright light, it can be very, very overwhelming. Wouldn't you agree? Wouldn't you agree that bright colors can be very intense if you're used to black? Just black. I like black and white. I like black. I like all black. Black makes me feel like this and that. Colors open me up. Colors make me think differently, act differently, do differently. When I put my attention into color, I change my reality. So, this is a new painting I've been working on. And I don't know what you think, but I'm just blown away. Absolutely blown away. I've never seen this before. Like what we have here, well, first of all, this is my first cosmic size. So I have 12 different sizes. And so this is the biggest size that I have. It's a 40 by 26. And that's only because that's the biggest size paper I can get. If there is bigger, I will do bigger. I will try bigger. So this is my first attempt at one this size. And my intention was to create angel wings. And it was inspired by this picture that I saw. And that's usually how I start the paintings, is through the inspiration of color schemes that I see in other pictures or videos or nature. So basically what I did was I laid the alcohol down, where I tried to outline wings. And honestly, like I thought there'd be more purple down here, so it's interesting that the purple is just there. And I was not expecting that at all. But I don't know why I ever try to have any expectation, because you and I both know that I don't have any say. They're gonna do what they want to do, always. And that's what I love about them so much, is that they make me feel so like in love. I don't know what it is exactly, but I think it's the color energy. I think the colors and the vibrancy and the lines and the shapes. All right, it's very important for you to understand that these lines and shapes are truly out of this world. And it contains information that can help you heal in extraordinary ways. Extraordinary ways. So I really believe that alcohol inks can play a major role in healing the grief because of the information and the color energy and the vibrancy and all of that blending together. It just changes our mind at a cellular level. It gives the cells new information. And so if we're dealing with trauma or grief related issues, insecurities, just generally not feeling loved, not feeling supported, it's because of the information you're carrying. And that information comes from the stories that you remember about your past. So how do we really heal that, right? That's the big question. The answer is alcohol inks. I know it's probably not what you want to hear. I didn't really want to hear it either, to be honest. I was like, what are you talking about? Alcohol inks. What the heck are alcohol inks? And now we know. And now I have a massive catalog of alcohol ink art paintings. This is my store. And this is my studio. Maybe someday I'll give you a studio tour. That'd be nice, eh? Nice to see where the magic happens. If they can change me the way they have changed me, I believe that they can change anyone. Maybe I'm crazy. Okay, maybe I'm crazy, but don't you think it's worth giving it a go? Huh? Don't you think it'd be nice to see what could happen if we start changing the way we do things? And so when you think about, how we get our information via the news or schools and stuff, so much of the information is so dark, and you don't realize it until you experience color. And I don't know of any other way that we can experience color to the same degree that you can with alcohol inks, because alcohol inks, it's because of their vibrancy. When we look at acrylics or watercolors, they're not nearly as bright and as vibrant as the alcohol inks. And also with other mediums, with acrylic pours, even with that, the necessity for you to move the inks around in a certain way is limited when compared to alcohol inks, because alcohol inks are just so crazy. They're so crazy. So they force you to really be aware of what they are doing. Your effort to dry them and move them in a certain way through the airbrush or the heat gun, depending on what you're using, but how you dry the inks helps you see a cause and effect. And in that process of drying the inks, you're witnessing the development of this crazy, out of this world information. The vibrance, the richness of these lines, like how does that happen? Like how do these micro lines happen? How does that happen? Can you see that? It's hard for you to see that. Okay, and then you have this stuff here and this stuff up here. There's something so profound and so healing and so magical that happens when you're in the process of painting with alcohol inks. And I just don't think that you can get the same benefits from any other medium. I know. It's hard to hear. It's hard to wrap your head around, I know. So just take this in bite-sized pieces, okay? Don't overwhelm yourself with too much too soon, because I know this is brand new. It's brand new. But I'm here for you. I'm here for you because I believe in them and I trust them more than I trust anyone or anything. It's because of them that I was able to get out of the dark and heal my grief and to establish boundaries and to escape the narcissistic personality, the personality that was in me And the personalities that I was surrounded by, I was able to break free because I found my light. But the only reason why I found it is because I was giving my time and attention to the light, to the paintings, the inks. And that process of painting transferred into me. And so the better I got at controlling the inks, the better I got at controlling my own emotions. And there's something about the information in the lines and the shapes that would change my mind. And again, I know it sounds crazy. I'm not making it up though. I think the project is evidence that I was working with angelic intelligence. And that's essentially what they are. Alcohol inks, AI, angelic intelligence. You can't make this shit up, bruh.